Welcome to PRISCI-ANTO Educational Academy. In this session, we are going to study the inverse Z transform using partial fraction method. Let us see one example. Find Z inverse of Z cube divided by Z minus 1 power 2 into Z minus 2 using partial fraction. Why we are mentioning using partial fraction means there are a few methods. So now I am going to explain you using partial fraction. Next video I am going to explain you using residue method as well as convolution method. So the inverse is a transform we can find using partial fraction, residue method, right? Convolution method. So find Z inverse of Z cube divided by Z minus 1 square into Z minus 2 using partial fraction. Answer is x of z is equal to Z cube divided by Z minus 1 power 2 into Z minus 2. Always you have to write x of z divided by z. The numerator is Z cube. So x of z divided by z you have to write. So in the numerator will be reduced z square divided by Z minus 1 whole square into Z minus 2. Z square divided by Z minus 1 whole square into Z minus 2. Take this equation number 1. So we are going to find the partial fraction for Z square divided by Z minus 1 whole square into Z minus 2. So A divided by Z minus 2. That is in the denominator square, whole square. So therefore, without the square you have to write. Next with the square you have to write. So Z square divided by Z minus 1 whole square into Z minus 2 is equal to A divided by Z minus 2 plus B divided by Z minus 1 plus C divided by Z minus 1 whole square. So Z square is equal to A into Z minus 1 whole square plus B into Z minus 1 into Z minus 2 plus C into Z minus 2. Take this equation number 2. By substituting, by taking Z value, So here, we have to change the Z value. We have to take the Z value. Z is equal to 1. For Z, you have to take 1. For Z, if you are taking 1, 1 is equal to A into 1 minus 1 whole square plus B into 1 minus 1, 1 minus 2 plus C into 1 minus 2. So what will be there? Left hand side will be 1 is equal to right hand side is first term A, the eighth term will be 0 plus B will be 0. Only you will get a C minus C. So C is equal to minus 1 when we are taking Z is equal to 1. When we are taking Z is equal to 2, the B and the C terms will be 0. So 4 is equal to A into 2 minus 1 whole square. So A equal to 4. Already we have got the value of C. So next we have got the value of A. So after that, equating the coefficient of Z square on both sides of equation number 2. So left hand side is the coefficient of Z square is 1. Right hand side is A plus B. So B is equal to 1 minus A. B is equal to 1 minus 4, which is equal to minus 3. So x of Z divided by Z, which is equal to Z square divided by Z minus 1 whole square into Z minus 2. So x of Z divided by Z is equal to A divided by Z minus 2 plus B divided by Z minus 1 plus C divided by Z minus 1 whole square. So for A, 4 for B minus 3 for C minus 1 you have to apply here. X of Z divided by Z is equal to 4 divided by Z minus 2 minus 3 divided by Z minus 1 minus 1 divided by Z minus 1 whole square. So X of Z is equal to this divided by Z, you have to multiply with the 4 minus 3 minus 1. So X of Z is equal to 4 Z divided by Z minus 2 minus 3 Z divided by Z minus 1 minus 1 Z divided by Z minus 1 square. So Z of X of n. What is X of Z? X of Z is equal to Z of X of n, which is equal to 4 into Z by Z minus 2 minus 3 into Z by Z minus 1 minus 1 into Z by Z minus 1 whole square. So Z of X of n can be written as X of n is equal to this Z. If it goes right hand side, it will become Z inverse. So 4 into Z inverse X of n is equal to 4 into Z inverse of Z by Z minus 2 minus 3 Z inverse of Z by Z minus 1 minus 1 Z inverse of Z by Z minus 1 whole square. So X of n is equal to 4 into 2 power n minus 3 into 1 power n minus n. So this answer, if you know the results, if you know the formulas in Z transform as well as inverse Z transform, then only you can write. So answer is X of n is equal to 4 into 2 power n minus 3 into 1 power n minus n. Thank you.